Okie dokie, you're in round one. This is a great hand. So we get to do turn 3 Exalted Angel. Hopefully turn 4 Unmorphed, of course, but we'll see. Alright, I could do a turn 2 Balance. I very well may do a turn 2 Balance. Well, I guess Forked Bolt looks to be a bit better here, doesn't it? Let's just take out his mana ramper. I could wait a turn, but I actually want to keep him off 3. Well, I guess I don't have to, do I? Let's wait one more turn. Because I guess if he pops a couple creatures here, I could just balance and be okay. Well, it's not quite what I'd hoped. I guess we're going to go on the Forked Bolt plan then. Not a bad draw, honestly. Let's Forked Bolt. Yeah. Get rid of a couple dudes. Next turn, get the Exalted Angel going. Hopefully get some nice life gain on turn 4. Into Silverblade would be pretty bonkers. Garruk Relentless. Well, it's going to make the Exalted Angel play a lot less sexy. Unfortunately. What can I do about that? I guess Sphinx is actually pretty good here. Alright. And then he's going to fight with it so he can start making some Death Touchers. That's actually not the end of the world, but certainly not good. Because Garruk's going to get bigger. Alright, well, I guess the good news is we can at least safely play Exalted Angel now. And that is actually pretty good. Because he can't fight anymore. And he had to use a couple resources to really make Disfigure do anything, which is also not that bad. Unfortunately, I can't really use Balance anymore because I've got just far too many cards in my hand, but that's alright. Eesh. Missing land drop there's not good. Hopefully this Exalted Angel sticks. Death Touch Wolf, yes of course. If he doesn't have removal and we draw a land, I would say we're in pretty good shape actually. Nope. Too much value still being wrought from our opponent, unfortunately for us. So that's pretty bad news for us. I guess I could get a Myria Angel and still be okay. Otherwise, Balance is going to be my last-ditch thing, and I can assure you that is going to be mighty terrible for us. Fire Spout, I guess, technically sweeps the board, but it really does not do that much for me beyond that, unfortunately. It's almost not even worth my time to fire spout. He's just going to end up getting another token. He's just going to get more tokens and make his dudes bigger, is really what he's going to do. I guess it stops the ramp a little bit. I'm almost more tempted to just play Silverblade and hope we get a land at some point during this game so I can play a Myria Angel, and then at least I can soul bond him. I'm going to do that. I'm going to play the Silverblade here. Like, you might just be thinking, why not just bust the Fire Spout, but I'm not feeling it. I feel like it doesn't do enough. Whereas if I get a land, then I'm in a Myria Angel territory. And if I get another land, I'm in Dictate territory. And at that point, I feel like we could actually win. So I've got to take some damage here. I didn't even see what the other mode was that he did. Oh, X, he made me lose life. That's right. Okay. Sheesh. Getting Profane Command back again. That's harsh. All right. Super good value on my opponent's part. Super good value. Yeah. That's actually insane. Profane Command with Eternal Witness is pretty insane. Because now if I Fire Spout, he can just Profane Command, get his Eternal Witness back. Jeez. That is really harsh. And I didn't even get a land here, which, to be perfectly honest, I really, really needed. And the last card in his hand is a Profane Command. Oh, man, I don't feel good. I feel really bad. Yeah, I feel really bad. I'm trying to figure out what my best line is here. I almost need the Everflowing Chalice, but then I'm getting bashed back for 7. I block a wolf. And why do I block a wolf? I guess I block a wolf just because I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't know. I guess I don't think I have a choice, actually. I feel like I actually have to attack here, which is really bad. I really don't want to do this attack at all, but I'm going to because I honestly have to Fire Spout. If I don't Fire Spout, he can just Profane Command, kill my Silverblade. Yeah, he just wants it with Profane Command anyway, so he can go infinite. I can't do anything. I'm in this horrible situation right now. Yeah, I think we just Fire Spout. Because otherwise he just profanes for 4 and then deals another 10 to me. Or another 6 to me. Or you get the point. It's enough damage where I can't possibly have any means of coming back this game. So at least he forgot to use Pristine Talisman. That makes me feel good. So he's got an overrun for 3. Which is, in fact, a normal overrun. But he's just going to Profane, bring back Eternal Witness, get his Profane Command back, which doesn't seem very fair, but it is Cube after all, so does in fact make sense. Balance has been admittedly awful this entire game, sitting in my hand, not doing anything. So yes, you get to go infinite. Seems very powerful and extremely difficult for me to deal with. Especially on 3 lands while I'm battling a Planeswalker. Alright. Land yet? Or not really? Alright, yeah. Land. That's good. Yeah, I think we just lose. I'm just going to go to the next game. There's really no reason to show him anything else. I play Balance. He loses his creatures, plays Profane again, gets back Eternal Witness. He goes infinite and he's got a Planeswalker. There's literally no reason to show him any more cards in my deck. We very much lose. Okay, so let's try this again. I kind of want to get rid of Balance because it seemed really bad there. I'm trying to think where Balance is good. That's so tough to say. Where is Balance good? Where you spew out your hand? Is that where it's good? I honestly don't know where balance is good. I can't figure it out. Because it's like if your opponent spews out their hand and puts creatures on, then you just screw yourself when you balance. So the only time balance is good is when you have no cards in hand except balance. Your opponent has a grip and a full board. I mean, so when you're extremely behind, balance is good, except in that situation in that game where I was extremely behind and balance was terrible. Yeah, I can't figure out where. I was like super far behind that entire game and balance looked terrible. Let's bring in Cunning Spark Mage since I swear I just saw like 5 targets where that would have been good. Porcelain would have been okay. Aurelia's Fury probably would have been okay, but not really since I didn't have any lands, so scratch that. Fork Bolt was of course good. Anything else? Whole bunch of no's going on. I don't see anything else. So, yeah, I think we're running it like this. I'll play first. And yeah, I'll keep this. Manic Vandal actually seems fine in this matchup, which is kind of nice. Oh, that was a good draw. All of Omens. Get us some value, draw some cards, get us a blocker. Kitchen Finks is a fine draw, but we're going to be on the Cunning Spark Mage plan first, of course. Take out the old Arbor Elf. Horon Viper, yeah. Horon Viper is pretty insane since it has 2 extremely good modes on it. I guess technically I can play the Finks here so I can trade with the Viper. I just don't want to give him any cards, and I don't know if I want to give up my Wall of Omens yet. If he has a removal spell, so be it, I guess. Let's just play Spark Mage. I changed my mind. I'm going to chump with my Wall of Omens, which I don't think is that great in this match anyway. It kind of already did its job being a cantrip and all, so I'll let it be a cantrip that also saved me a point of damage and a card draw for my opponent. If he plays Pristine Talisman, it's a nice spot for Manic Vandal. I don't mind losing the wall here so much. It's not even technically Death Touch, interestingly. Alright, Putrid Leech. Let's be honest. Wall of Omens wasn't that good against Putrid Leech anyway, so no real regrets there. Porcelain Legionnaire seems like a fine blocker for the Oron Viper. Yeah, it does. It does. No denying it. Yeah, let's do, just because Porcelain Legionnaire blocks so much better. Let's play it. I'm going to regret it. I guess I should have done Kitchen Finks, but that's alright. That's okay. The thing is, if he doesn't have removal, this Porcelain Legionnaire looks a lot better. That's all I'm saying. He can just fight Spark Mage for free, so He's got that going for him. So I've got to redirect some damage to Garrick. Actually, no, I don't even want to, do I? Because then he starts ticking up. I guess we don't redirect to Garrick then. At least I can attack Garrick. But then I guess he can block with the leech and then pump, which is a problem. If I get a land, then it's, ooh. All right, well, got a little bit better. Now we can swing at Garrick. Make him pay his life, of course. So take out the leech. He can swing back with Oron Viper and draw a card, but we're at least a mana away from Elspeth that is spitting out 3/3 tokens, 3 at a time, which is pretty strong. He can also fight Legionnaire, but at the very least he loses his Garrick, so that doesn't seem all that terrible for me. Alright. Spitting a wolf out. I think I would have attacked with Viper first if I were him. So basically he can preserve his Garrick Relentless, but... Well, he can't get rid of my... He can get rid of my Dictate, but at least he can't get rid of my Elspeth, so... Got that going for me. He should definitely swing with Viper, yeah. I'm not happy he did, but it was certainly right of him to do that. There's really no reason to not draw a card. Unless he's worried about losing Garrick, which I guess could be a concern, but he hasn't seen any spot removal from me, like, whatsoever. Too bad Pernicious Deed's not a artifact. I'd like to blow it up right now. Alright, well, this is a pretty safe time to do Elspeth. Oh, wait. I see the issue. So if I play Elspeth, he Pernicious Deeds for 0. He loses his wolf. Well, I guess it's not all that bad, is it? Well, let's go after the Garrick, I guess. Trying to think if there's some way I can make him pop Pernicious Deed without playing the Elspeth, but I'm not so sure I can. And I guess Elspeth's not going to die to an Oron Viper, so let's do it. I mean, it puts him in a pretty decent spot. I guess he just basically pops Pernicious Deed and then finds some way to deal with Elspeth. I think that's his best play. He needs another mana, and then he has to pop it for 5 so he can get rid of my Dictate, because he's just not going to be able to beat... He's basically just not going to be able to beat Dictate with Elspeth, I don't think. So he's got to play a 5th land. He's got to sack Pernicious Deed for 5. If he misses the land drop here, that's pretty awesome for us. That would be super beneficial. Well, pre-combat doing the wolf is interesting if he's That tells me he's not really planning on using Pernicious Deed. Or maybe he's just going to... I guess he could just wait till my turn, but... I do feel as though he's got to pop that Pernicious Deed, but he could, I guess, theoretically just wait another turn. I mean, all I can really do is spit out tokens, so I'm going to be doing that anyway. As long as I can kill Garrick, I'm going to feel pretty good, though. So he's really got to come up with a good solution here. I think I still want to play Finks, because even if he blows it up, I get a persist creature back. So I feel like that would help. Well, looks like that plan's not happening. Well, this is interesting. He's not going to... I don't know how he's going to pop the... I guess he could pop Pernicious Deed while that was on the stack, and then he would have been able to permanently exile a card from my hand. So that would have actually been okay for him, I think. So I just need my 4 guys to attack Garrick to make sure I can take that out. Guess theoretically I could attack him. Well, let's attack him with this guy, and then we'll attack Garrick with these 3. Because if he blocks all 3 of them, I still think I'm doing pretty good. Busting a Disfigure on a token, okay. I see. So... Alright. So his Garrick's going to flip, which isn't what I was expecting to happen, but it did just happen. Alright, alright. Not thrilled about that outcome, I guess, but I guess he still has to, get his 5th land for the deed, and then he has to bust it for 5, so. Alright, he's getting Death Touchers, though, which is definitely going to be a problem. I guess I just wasn't anticipating the, what can I say? I wasn't anticipating the Disfigure on a token. Alright, so got his 5th land, so now he's got to bust Pernicious Deed. And then post-combat do a Garrick token, I guess. It's probably his best play. I get my Finks back, though, which is good. He's out of lands. He only ends up with a Death Touch token, which isn't that big of a deal. I'm right at emblem range, so I may just bust my emblem here next turn, even though it kills Elspeth. Considering all my creatures just get huge, I think it's probably worth it. And a hammer, too. Nice. All right. Well, let's get this going then. We'll do that. 'We'll do Finks. Yeah, actually, this is pretty insane. I can kill Garrick here with hammer. So my guys have haste now, so I just swing team at Garrick, and that little fella's done. So we'll take Garrick out. Still left with a pretty nice board state, might I add. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. I guess he's got to deal with Elspeth, so he's got to do like a Maelstrom Pulse on the Elspeth, and even then we've got Hammer. I can't play my Manic Vandal. I have to remember that, because otherwise I'll have to blow up my own hammer. So, can't play Manic Vandal until he busts out a Pristine Talisman. Could be Manic Vandal's not as good in this match as I thought it was, but you never know. People could easily have like a Batter Skull or a Sword or something, you know? It's difficult. So he's returning him as Myric Fiend and making me lose 3 life. Alright, that's nothing. He's just going to get a Manic Vandal that he already knew about. I just win now because of Elspeth Emblem, so should probably prompt a concession from him. Yeah, I don't even have to show him that. Let's just oh, forgot to attack with one of them. All right. So that worked out. Elspeth, first pick. Still seems good. Even in a mess. Even in a mess of a draft, it's still good. All right, so I could do Aurelius Fury. I just don't feel like I'm going to be able to generate enough mana to make that work. Gideon actually seems pretty legit. With all those creatures he's got? All right, maybe I'm on the Gideon plan now. What am I cutting for Gideon? Silverblade, I guess, seems pretty clunky. I probably don't need it. Yeah, Gideon, I know it seems, well, maybe I do it instead of the Manic Vandal, I guess. Because Manic Vandal just hits Pristine Talisman, which doesn't seem all that amazing. Seal of Cleansing could take out Pernicious Deed, but I'm not sure exactly that's what I need either. I feel like if he has all the tokens, Gideon could be really good, though. But maybe not. Just so many 4-drops. That's the big issue. So many 4-drops. May not have a choice. Do I bring in Seal of Cleansing just for a Pernicious Deed? Doesn't seem that wise. I guess it's cool to like tick up Gideon and then I really don't know. I'm going to go back to Manic Vandal. There's still a chance he's got more than one artifact in there. And even if it's just Pristine Talisman, I'm fine. at least it's got a legitimate target beyond my hammer. And if he's got something better like a sword, I'm gonna be really happy I left this in. So I'm gonna leave it there on the off chance he's got an actual artifact I haven't seen yet that I don't want to deal with. Maybe there was some sort of graveyard hate I should have had to stop the Eternal Witness shenanigans, but that's alright. This looks acceptable. Uh-oh. I forgot Porcelain Legionnaire's an artifact too. Alright. Maybe Manic Fan is a little bit worse than I thought. Alright, I guess I have swamps now too, huh? Ooh. I think we may have actually gotten an aggressive draw here. If he plays Viper, we at least have the journey for it. Can't really comfortably play Pernicious Deed since we're still ahead on the board, so I just don't have to dedicate anything. Alright, that's pretty awesome against us, but I guess better that than my Journey to Nowhere or my Dictate of Heliod, to be honest, so that could have been much more painful later, but it does sort of suck. I don't get to get any damage in. Resto's a good draw, though. That is a... Let's get some tokens out there. Ugh, stupid Urborg. Making me do more work tapping. Yeah, Procession would have been very good after a Perforos, admittedly, but just did not happen to see the fourth land, or the red land, for that matter. So we'll trade a token for it. I don't really want to fuss around with taking 2 damage every turn, even though we're building towards a Dictate and all that. Alright, Viper is definitely getting journeyed. I don't want to deal with that. Take out the Viper. We're now just a land away from Dictate, which is going to be super beneficial. And we are in Resto territory now, which is also very nice. Still don't have our red source, however. Batterskull. Well, guess what? You know what I'm happy I left in? Manic Vandal. Yeah, I said it. What if my opponent had a Batterskull? Well, what if my opponent had a Batterskull? I've got an idea. How about we kill it? Does that seem reasonable to you guys? Does that seem like a reasonable plan here? Oh my god. And the funniest part about it, I wouldn't have even... Jeez. I wouldn't have even been able to do it. Would not have even been able to do it had I not drawn a red source off the top there. So very, very nice. Plateau's the right one, right? Mountain Plains, yes. Plateau. Never have I ever seen a better Manic Vandal. And I'm not lying. That is the best Manic Vandal I think I've ever seen. He's so manic. He's so manic. So manic out there that Batterskull didn't even have a chance. I can even resto my Manic Vandal for additional value when he brings back his Batterskull somehow. Eternal Witness here. Uh-oh. He's going to get that Dictate. He's got to take the Dictate. He's got no choice. Pyroclasm's not all that good for me right now. Well, so I could play the Perforos setup for the Resto, but kind of just want to play the Resto, I guess. But is that wrong? I don't know. Maybe it is better to just play the Perforos here. Because then it gives me bonus damage off all future creatures. Maybe it is better to just hold up the Resto, I guess. Then I won't get the bonus Manic Vandal value. Or I'd have to... It's a May, right? Yeah, it's a May, so I guess I don't even have to do it. Alternatively, I can play Perforos here, though. I think I'm actually doing the Perforos. And maybe you're curious why, but I think it's because it can both pump and all my future creatures are now damage. So I think that's better. Whether or not it's actually better, I don't know, but we'll find out. I think it costs me 1 damage like early on, because I'm still going to deal 2 damage when I play my Resto. But it also gives me some more versatility with Resto and Manic Vandal. And it also leaves me with this pump spell on Perforos, which is pretty valuable. He's not attacking. Interesting. Guess we swing. I've only got 6 resources, so technically I can't Resto and Perforos. But I think I'm just going to double pump Perforos. I don't even feel like playing the Resto now because he's in such a awkward spot. I feel like he's in the awkward position here because I know he's running Pernicious Deed, so he's gotta come up with a good game plan here to get rid of my board state, or else I'm not even going to play out the Resto now, since he's got to basically just use removal spells. Yeah. Not terribly concerned about that. He's still on a 2-turn clock. Yeah. He's still on a 2-turn clock from these spirits with Perforos. And just any creatures, and he's just going to die from Perforos, so he's got to gain some life. Still not attacking with Mesmeric Fiend, oddly enough. Alright, so now we actually have the resources to pump once and play Resto, but no, we're just going to go for the win. If he wants to use Disfigure on a spirit, have at it. Alright. Well, I suppose we'll pump then. And we'll leave up Resto. Otherwise I could deal 3 to him, but I'd rather just leave up Resto. because Resto's going to come in, deal 2, so that means any future creature is going to kill him, or either of the 2 creatures I have on board will kill him, so it seems worth it to me. And if he attacks with Mesmeric Fiend, I'm not going to bring out the Resto, because if he has like sorcery speed removal of some sort, I want to avoid it like the plague. I guess technically he'd have to have another land to make Pernicious Deed kill my Resto, but whatever. All right, looks like we got there. Well, that was fun. I'm glad that we were able to take this match out, and I cannot stress enough, that was the best Manic Vandal value I think I've ever seen in my life. So awesome. All right, we'll see you guys for round 2.